let's start the video. You ready? Okay, so my 5 tips to build muscle and lose fat simultaneously. But before we get to that, there's a lot of things I promised you guys, so I need to get changed. I'm in my sleeping clothes, so let's do it. So this is all the stuff that Gymshark sent me, but I decided why not show you guys what it looks like on me very quickly.
Drop top Porsche, rollie on my wrist, diamonds up and down my chain. Cardi B straight stunning, can't tell me nothing, bossed up and not
Guys, anything on the Gymshark website right now, they let me know, is discounted from 20 to 50%. So using the link in my bio directly supports your boy and saying that you support Mike. But yeah, Gymshark link in bio. Let's get the video started with 5 tips that help me build muscle and lose fat simultaneously. Let's go! You guys know I've documented my fitness journey over the past 2 years. And over the past 2 years, I've done dirty bulks where I've eaten an insane amount of calories, foods that are considered unhealthy and not the best for building muscle. And I've gained an insane amount of fat as well as muscle on my bulks. But in this year, I did something completely different in terms of my off season. And this for me is by far the most amount of muscle I've built with the least amount of fat. So you guys just saw the past 2 years where I was in a high body fat percentage and shredding down. It took me at least 16 weeks to burn all that fat. But this year, I did it completely different. I stayed disciplined when I was transitioning out of my cut into a caloric surplus, but it never goes as planned. So when I went to Cuba, this happened. I gained a considerable amount of weight. I was eating my grandmama food. It was so good. But what did I do to be able to look like this? This was me a week ago in Manchester. And this whole bulking period, I finally understand how to build muscle and lose fat simultaneously. And a lot of you guys will be like, it's bro science. But the word we need to use here is body recomposition. So let me start with the 5 tips, starting with number 5. Tip number 5 is your diet. A high protein diet, moderate carb, and low fat. If you're overweight, a lot of people will just tell you, just eat healthy. What happens when you do that? You stop eating junk food and food from the streets because that's higher in fat, and you start eating healthy options, which is lower fat, moderate carb, and more, maybe high protein. And what ends up happening is you end up losing that fat, and if you're training, you'll see yourself gain more muscle. That's exactly the same thing I did. When I finished competing, and even when I was in Cuba, I gained some fat. All I did was I stopped eating outside on my holiday and I started eating healthier options, which was low fat, moderate carb, and high protein. Couple that with training, what you'll see is your body taking form. The same composition of your diet is the same composition you'll see in your body. So just changing your diet and eating like that consistently will change its composition from less fat on your body to moderate or high amounts of protein, giving you more of a muscular look. But let's go on to topic number 4. We're gonna do this at the gym. Tip number 4 is weight training. The amount of weight you can lift is directly proportional to the amount of muscle you have. Granted that your nutrition is on point, and that's why I spoke about diet first. So when I lift, I try and lift as much weight as possible. That'll give me the best amount of rep range between the reps of 6 and 10. If it's too easy to push between that weight range, then I increase the weight. I also try and perceive progressive overload. So I'm A, trying to lift that weight for more reps, or B, I'm trying to lift more weight for that same amount of reps. So you're just trying to lift as much as you can and also maintaining a level of intensity so you're able to just get your muscles going. So that's how I'm able to get the illusion that I have the muscle, and then that will also help me burning calories while I'm in the gym. But that's my tip number 4. Let's go on for tip number 3. Tip number 3 is increase your NEAT. NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Basically, burn calories that have not to do with exercising. So if you can walk somewhere, walk. If you're sitting for long, stand up, do something, clean your room, clean the kitchen. Or if you have stairs somewhere where you live, take the stairs instead of taking the elevator. I know I do this at the hospital, for example. Any chance I get, I take a walk. So that will help you burn more calories, and that will minimize your fat gain while you're building muscle. So that's something that I do. But let's go and discuss number 2. We're gonna go inside.
I got a condo in Manhattan. Baby girl, what's happening? You and your ass invited, so gonna get to clapping. Go pop a phone, pop it for me. Turn around and
So, you guys who've been on my channel for a while know I love Oreos. But my tip number 2 is keeping the foods that are gonna be beneficial to your gains in your house. And for me, it's easy to binge on this, and subsequently I can get a lot of fat without building any muscle. So quickly look here, Taps. Like I told you before, my diet is high protein, moderate carb with the oats. I even have sushi, so it's still enjoyable, and low fat with the milk. So when you do shopping, shop for your gains and don't get anything you're gonna binge on or that's gonna like make you gain a lot of fat. Make sure you're shopping that you have a high protein cart, moderate carb, and low fat. That's my biggest tip number 2, because when I buy the little Oreos and stuff at night, I can eat 2-3 packets of that and then repeat and do it again. I even have candies here, but I have 1 bag just so I know I'm still maintaining my caloric surplus and not going too over it and maintaining my fat. But let's go home for topic number 1. And the last topic I want to talk about is intermittent fasting. Basically, it's a dieting protocol that allows you to eat within a particular window period. So I fast for 16 hours in 24 hours and I eat within an 8-hour window period. And you guys have seen me do this when I'm shredding down. That maintains and restricts my calories within that time. But I do it when I'm in a surplus as well, because for me personally, if I eat at 8 in the morning, it's easy for me to eat 10,000 calories. But the advantage of having intermittent fasting is stuff like this. I can fit a whole packet of Aribo's and the sushi in my diet and still have a satisfying diet. And I'm gonna leave it there, guys.